Give it up, you guys. That was Mildred Moyer. Loud and proud, everybody. Oh, you guys keep it going, though, because we have got Bloomingwell CEO. Voulez-vous, Francois Lalloyne?
See, the funny thing about that is, like, how would that guy know that he's the CEO? I think the only way would be if Francois, on his little ticket for karaoke, wrote his name and then wrote Bloomingwell CEO. Like,
oh my god.
Just because he has to, like, brag to, like, everyone he has contact with.
That's funny. I never thought about that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's Jason Bannister. He's from Wetaskiwin, Alberta, where I grew up. And we started going back and realizing we know some of the same people. And of course, he owns, or works at, like, a hair salon.
Yeah.
So he mentioned back in Wetaskiwin, and he's like, you didn't by any chance know a guy named Michael who used to cut hair back then? Like, yeah, he cut my hair when I was like 12, and it's just like, oh, what's he up to these days? And so yeah, that was kind of cool.
Give it up!
Fuck that shit! I put my name in before Francois. I'm singing next.
Francois the boss.
Oh, suck a dick, Anishka. This isn't work. This is the real world. I'm going up. No hard feelings, Francois.
So this really starts the Blanche versus Francois thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we'll see later. There was a scene that we almost had to cut that I really, really didn't want to because it kind of works into this storyline a lot. But you'd see that, like, Blanche, given enough time, Blanche probably would take over this company just because she's so cutthroat and Francois is not. But he probably hired her, knowing that she's just very business savvy. But that's kind of why he gets his punishment in the end, and Mildred basically tells him you're a bad boss, is because he let all this go on just to get money, right?
Yeah.
And not realizing that his head is on the chopping block too, because Blanche would screw over anyone to get where she wants. And I'm not sure, I don't know if people noticed that, but I think that was something Julie came up with, that Paul, Karaoke Carl, was about to do a shot, and then Blanche just totally takes a shot from him and drinks it herself.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. It's like, it's not...
Ganishka, this isn't work, this is the real world. I'm going up.
It's not a huge thing, it's just something people might catch.
Hit it.
So do you want to tell us where we got the song?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Oh yeah, this is Crazy Dave, who plays Nick Zane, the rock star guy later in this. His real band recorded the song for Hotbox. This was a song at the very end of Hotbox he recorded for us. So when it came time to do this, we needed a song that we could license for very easily and for cheap. And of course we wanted something that would help promote him. So it's like, we're song that works. We had the lyrics we kind of already knew, so that's the one that we chose. And I didn't even know, but Julie kind of made up most of this dance herself.
Yeah, she did, kind of on the spot.
Yeah, she kind of just made up the whole thing.
Yeah.
I was so worried, like, even just showing up to this day, I was like, man, there's so many things here that could just turn out bad. And it actually turned out very nice. But apparently Julie can actually sing. I didn't know it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it wasn't until after this where she's like, it was hard to do that because I can sing well. I had to try to sound bad.
Yeah.
And David Gallinger, our sound guy, when he was mixing it, he kind of did some stuff too where he just moved the singing forward or ahead a bit just so it's not quite... It's
because Julie has too good of rhythm.
Yeah, so it's not on time.
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't know, I love this part though because it's so cringy.
Woo! Come on! Well now, ladies and gentlemen, I just heard the news. I just ran out of green and it's giving me the blues. Vaping and scraping, I do it all the time.
It's kind of like everyone knows it sucks, but everyone's too afraid to tell it. This laying back and spreading your legs on the table, that was my idea. Maybe they're laughing. I wonder if her friends know it sucks or if they...
I think they're having a great time.
Oh!
Is this here? I love that.
I never noticed that. On YouTube, there's like a movie explained in such and such a language, and there's a whole bunch of them, but one of them is explained in Hindi.
Right.
And there seems to be, they think that this argument here is because you can't drink it because of your nose, so you want a different glass. And I was like, no, like, I don't know if it's like a language barrier thing,
Yeah,
but
I'm not
it's
sure.
but it's like that's not what the problem is.
Excuse me. This is flat.
I beg your pardon?
It's flat?
What's the matter, Mildred? You inhale some of your drink up your nose?
Yeah, you did.
Oh, this part. Yeah, I think Julie made this up. It was
Yeah, she
basically
did.
they basically her and Craig here, the bartender, have this long conversation of not very subtle sexual banter, and it was actually kind of funny. Yeah, we ended up just having to cut it because the shot was way too long, but we still catch the tail end of it.
Is there something wrong with this drink?
No.
Let's go fuck in the back.
I like that he just smiles and nods. He's like, yep.
Bartender said it's fine.
But it's not fine. It's flat.
You think you know more than the bartender?
No, it's just if I order something I'm going to pay for, I expect it to be made correctly.
And I do like here, like, Mildred isn't a complete pushover. She is willing to kind of stick up for herself.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
but she does just back down as soon as it's like if someone's direct with her. So she's not willing to kind of take it that extra mile.
You're gonna pay for that drink. I'm gonna get Eddie.
I love that.
I guess I'll just drink it.
Great performance up there. I know, right?
Grammy speech.
Okay, well, I would like to thank my family, but most of all, I'd like to thank my millions of fans around the world. Well, this place blows. Let's go to Roxanne's across the street.
Great idea, Blanche.
Oh, shut up, Nina.
Is Mildred getting stuck with the bill? So here, originally in the script, I think almost even right at the time we were shooting, this guy was supposed to have been stabbed.
Right, yeah.
But I
yeah.
changed it to he got shot. I can't remember why. I'm glad I did.
You changed it because later on Jarvis says, I
Ah,
shot a cop.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because originally that wasn't going to be the cop that he shot. It was going to be
Right.
some other guy. But then when I put the whole story together, it's like, why isn't that the guy
Yeah.
he's talking about? Yeah, so we changed that. So, yeah, that was Jarvis we just saw right by there, a.k.a. Danger Dan.
I'm putting my hair up in the scene, hey, because we shot the scene on a completely different day, and we didn't want to take an extra 40 minutes to curl my hair again, so we were just like, let's just put it up and pretend like it was curly. Jarvis is so fast. Like, I would not want to get in a race with that guy.
And actually, this shot here, we had Katie Gobert, our visual effects person, added a bunch of stars to the background. And she tried a few different versions, but it just never looked the way I wanted it.
Oh.
And so I ended up, I'm like, screw it. We'll
Yeah, I
just,
think it's fine with that
we'll
stars.
just have it black.
I love this
Fucking
so much.
bitch. Don't just stand there. Help me.
Of course, that's Jordy Cheeseman.
That
That
was
was-
my first time working with Jordy. Honestly, I had no idea who he was. I thought he did a good job, and now we're like such good friends because we worked together so much since then. So like looking back on the scene, like we're strangers at that point, but we're friends now.
Yeah, that was the like we might have spoken on Facebook maybe before that, but that was the first time I worked with him, first time I'd met him face to face.
Yeah.
And he played, this very small role, but of course the one we're shooting tomorrow that we're, almost finished.
Yeah.
He's playing like the main
The
killer
main
guy,
character, yeah.
so he's
And he's helping produce it.
yeah, he's helping produce, so he's kind of all of a sudden one of our main people.
Yeah.
And here we kind of see that Mildred's got a bad side if you screw with her. She doesn't like being called a bitch.
Not a lot of people.
remember there was some debate over these sex sounds. I think Julie thought it sounded too much like a gorilla. But I thought it works. It works enough that people understand it.
I had to be very careful not to poke my nose into the pillow.
Yeah. I like that all you need is love pillow. That just happened to be there and it fit with the story.
Yeah.
Of course, here is the first time seeing homeless Patty.
Jade.
I kind of like this whole setup. It just it's a nice looking condo.
This scene honestly is one of my favorites. I think it just like looks really nice. It was just really shot really well.
Yeah.
Like, everything about it I like.
Yeah. There's Faisal.
Hazel. Dave?
Hey, Mildred. Hi. How's the internship going?
It was good.
All right. I'm out of here. Have a good day.
He's so awkward.
Morning. How'd that happen? We were drinking. Sounds like your night was more fun than mine.
What are you eating there?
I don't know, cornflakes?
Fine.
Frosted flakes?
You know, Mildred, I could set you up with someone. There's a guy at my work. He's a little older than you. He's middle-aged, and he's on the heavier side. He's got a little bit of a weird eye.
I don't want to be set up with anyone.
Have you even gone on...
Just kind of a very jerky thing to do. It's like, I'll set you up with someone, and it's just like the most disgusting guy at her office.
Know.
It's like... Just like, obviously she doesn't think very highly of Mildred.
No, clearly not.
On a date the entire time we've lived together?
A person's worth isn't measured by the number of notches in their bedpost.
Don't you get lonely?
And I suppose having a different guy every night of the week gives you some sense of human connection?
Is that jealousy I detect?
No.
And we had to
You're right.
we had to hold the paper, like some papers over the back of the book because we didn't actually come up with a design for the back of the book. And that was a book on snakes, wasn't it? Yeah.
I don't remember at all.
Some sort of nature book about snakes that we slapped our cover onto. But...
Maybe you should get another hobby. This weird shit is a real turn-off to guys.
What a crime.
Listen, Mildred, you're not ugly. You could be attractive if you just fixed your nose. I know a doctor who can take care of it real cheap. Like, real cheap.
I cut a bunch of dialogue
Do you want
out
me to
here.
set up an appointment for you?
Let me write this down so you understand.
You know, Mildred, people are prettier when they smile.
Now this shot is actually from, I shot this myself, it's from Mental Case, which is kind of the part of a web series that I shot back in 2015. It was kind of like what I consider one of my first real things that I shot when I decided to take filmmaking seriously.
Do you know how many times I've asked you for that report? 4 fucking times, and I
I like that how she just has her picture like showing, facing outward on it.
Yeah.
still don't have it, you little shit stain. Why are you here? Why are you even here?
Sometimes...
You're doing nothing. You're fucking incompetent. Your mustache is stupid.
Now it's funny on this version here, this is like the digital version, the background, the black in the mirror there, is kind of different color. If you watch this on DVD, the color's so different that you could blatantly see me standing there holding the script.
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see the outline now that you pointed it out.
But there, it's like you
But
can't.
yeah,
but,
I wouldn't have noticed that at all.
Yeah, if you watch it on DVD, it's clear as day.
Oh, that's so funny.
We could almost get away with it. It could be someone standing
anywhere,
on the other,
yeah.
you know, but it's yeah.
Bid, you might dress like a porn star, but every one of those girls out there that slept with you said you're a shitty lay, so get the fuck out of my office.
Ad-lib on Julie's part again, right?
Get out.
Think so, yeah. I think we talked about different options,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, that was, I'll give her credit
Hey,
for that.
Blanche, you guys didn't pay last night when you
It's
left
$9.50.
And if you look in the back there, it says, "I'm always on top." I remember we had like a phone call and we were trying to figure out what should be on there.
Oh.
And it was hard to think of because we wanted to be something that could have like a double entendre. It's something that could be sexual, but it could be like power as well.
You succeeded.
And after that, and it's just like something clicked.
Yeah.
And of course, the #1 bitch mug. We have those for sale, by the way. If you contact us, we sell those.
15, Mildred. Pardon? It's 9:15.
I don't understand what you mean.
Christ, Mildred, it's 9:15 and I still don't have my coffee. Didn't I tell you yesterday to bring me my coffee in the morning?
Yes, I was going...
9:16 now, Mildred. Do you think you'd get it to me by the weekend?
She does such a good job.
Yeah.
Yes, Blanche. Sorry.
And everyone's kind of being very quiet. It's kind of, you know, when it's like when your siblings getting yelled at and you're like, I'm just going to sit here and be quiet because you don't want to get yelled at too. But also part of you is trying to like not laugh. But I think they're probably also scared of Blanche that they're just, I'm just going to sit here and pretend I'm working.
The woman that's sitting on the far right there, that's Caitlin Barron. Barron. And she is also the costume designer for the thing. And the shirt that I'm wearing in this thing, she let me buy. She let me buy off of her. So I bought it. It's now mine. I own it. I liked it so much.
Yeah, the costumes in this movie like added so much. We'd never really worked with a costume designer before. Like we'd rented like, you know, individual pieces or whatever we need. But this time Caitlin, she was like a horror fan and she came on board and made this movie what it is.
Yeah, she did an incredible job.
Yeah.
It's so cool, like all of the costumes. And she even has like symbolic, like why people wear certain colors and whatever that she was explaining to me. I didn't even notice. I was like, oh wow. She really put a lot of hard work and thought into it.
Yeah, I really stayed out of it. I was just, you know, whatever, dress them up like how you think they should look. And now, like some of their looks, you know, like Dr. Wash and some of them, like they're just so iconic that they're just great. Although, like, the Mildred look was kind of, that was more of, like, ours kind of
we had come up with that prior to Caitlin even coming on board, but
all the other
she definitely
characters
worked with it, for sure.
And thanks to Planet Sound here, too, they let us use the space. It's available in downtown Edmonton if anyone wants to rent it. They rented us to let us shoot in there, but it's also a recording studio, so you can go in there and record music or whatever. But they're
I knew that.
There's a bunch of instruments and stuff in there, but they're very great to let us do that.
Looking forward to the retreat?
I can't go. My sister's wedding on Saturday. I'm the photographer.
Too bad. Should be fun.
Pictures are fun too.
That's actually something I must have done it subconsciously, but there is that like very minor story of you trying to be a photographer. It comes up a few times.
Oh yeah.
And even like you know how Vespa didn't pay you when you're trying to start off your photography side hustle. Like it sounded like it's like a thing that was important to you. I think it kind of fits into you how Mildred, like she can't quite find herself.
Yeah.
So she's probably trying different
a bunch of
things.
things, yeah.
And obviously she finds what works for her through the course of this movie.
Whoa. Watch it, new girl. You almost poked out my eye with your nose.
Come on, Lola, don't be mean. It's not her fault she was born deformed.
And these two, let's see, back it up there.
Come on, Lola, don't be mean. It's not her
Lola
fault she
and
was
Marilyn.
born deformed.
They're interesting characters. Like they come across like just as like Blanche's minions, but they kind of have their own character. Like Marilyn is not as bright, but I think she kind of sucks up to Blanche more, and she's probably more popular. So that's why she's in there.
Yeah.
Lola is smarter.
Yeah.
She's more shrewd, but I think she's much lower level. Because in a minute we'll see that she crosses off her Mildred's name or her own name to put in Mildred's name, which means they're kind of on the same level. They were supposed to work that weekend.
Yeah.
But I think she just knew. She was smart enough to know who to kind of sidle up to there and knew that Blanche is the power one, so sucks up to her, and all of a sudden she gets all the power.
Yeah, Lola's actually like kind of like responsible in a way, whereas Marilyn's just kind of like ditzy.
Yeah.
Ew. Yes, Francois, I've already done it.
Now this part here, I think this might be the last thing we shot of the day, because I remember I had a whole bunch of shots I wanted to do. And we basically ran out of time. So I was like, let's just do the whole thing locked off in one wide shot, which I think works. And if you look in the background there, I'm not sure if that's me you can see now, but if you pay attention to right where that little kind of coffee area is, I'm pretty sure it's me. Because I think there's no room for me behind the camera because he's in the corner. And you just see me kind of peek around the corner a little bit.
No need to worry. Excuse me? What are those?
Cream and sugar? I didn't know what you took in your coffee, so I brought both.
Francois, can you hold for a moment, please? Thank you.
Mildred, come here. Closer.
Yeah, there I am.
I'm gonna explain something.
Actually, if you notice here, in the other shot, this window in the background, there's curtains hanging there.
Mm-hmm.
But in this shot, it messed with the symmetry.
Oh.
And all you see is like there's like a black block. It looked like a boom mic hanging over Julie's head, and it just bugged me so much that I had Katie paint it out.
I'm VP of this company. Do you know what that means?
Vice president?
Mm-hmm. Now, as vice president, do you
I love
think
this
it's a
shot.
good use of my time to
I
put
love
this
sugar into
shot
my
too,
own
yeah.
coffee? Or do you think that's something an intern would do?
An intern, I guess.
Yeah, so now
Bravo.
the curtains are back.
Oh.
And those candies there on the right,
damn,
I was like
Francois,
eating
where do you
those all
find
day,
these
and
interns?
they were like gone by the time we
What
were
with the
finished.
enormous